on the other hand, somebody that didn't have a good finish was Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and more importantly, although Ross still got a top 10. Yeah, he finished 10th. Or no, 10th, not 8th. 8th. That bullshit there was something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was something.
He's over to the computer trying to find the race results.
There you go.
I was trying to screw you.
It was something.
Thank you for listening.
For those of you that didn't see it, it was like 20 laps into the race.
No, it was more than that.
Was it more than that?
It was like 50.
Bullshit. It might have been. Ross was trying to pass Denny. Couldn't pass him.
Let's watch Kenobi.
Let's do it. Hello there.
That won't be copyrighted.
This is where the fun begins.
No, he hadn't had a lot of fun in that.
Well, yeah. Anyway, this is a NASCAR podcast. Ross was trying to pass Denny. Denny was not blocking him, but he wasn't making it easy on Ross.
He was making his life a living.
And then Ross just said, you know what? I think I'm going to wreck you. So he drives in there and shoots Denny into the fence at full speed.
So do you think he did that on purpose?
I don't think he meant to wreck him. He meant to move him.
Meant to rattle his cage.
Yeah, I don't want to wreck him. I just want to rattle his cage a little bit. But, no, he wanted to get in there. He wanted to move him. He wanted to move him for sure. But I think he just got in there and moved him very hard into the fence. So Denny was broke. And then kind of rode around for the next 150 laps, just kind of blocking everything that Ross did. Every single time he got behind him, he blocked him. I mean, at one point, Ross lost like...
It was almost in the fucking grass.
He lost like 7 seconds in a corner one time. I mean, it was insane.
So I want to ask you something. If you're Ross in that situation, okay, you wrecked the guy in iRacing. He doesn't rage quit. He doesn't rage quit. He goes around the track and just makes your life a living hell for the last.
I'd give it to you the first time. Yep,
Thank you.
I wreck you. You block me the first time I drive by.
Hey, and if you're going to continue, I'd just rather you just dump me.
But the next time I come around, if you do it again, I'm putting you in the fucking wall. No questions asked. And,
Thank you.
And I'm not saying that if I'm Denny, I'm not pissed off, because I'm going to be pissed off. But I'm not blocking you, and we had this conversation about the Chase and Harvick thing. If I'm Denny Hamlin right there, I'm not blocking you.
You're going to spit him out.
I'm putting you into the fence, and I'm going to wreck with you so I can get out with you and beat your ass on the fucking side of the road right there. This is not... I don't like the whole blocking thing. Now, it's a little bit different because it's not for the win. And it's not with 5 laps to go like the Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott bullshit.
Right here.
Yes. So it's a little bit different, but
2020
so I understand this one a little bit more. But still, I mean, if I'm Denny there, I'm not blocking you. And if I'm not wrecking you today, I'm wrecking you next week. You're going to get wrecked. And he's still saying he's going to wreck him. But you know how that goes when people talk about it. They never do it. So,
yeah.
But if I'm Ross and you keep blocking me like that, I might give you the first one, maybe even the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a fucking race to win. I don't give a fuck if I make a mistake or not. Like, if I made that first mistake, that's fine. We can talk about it after. But either wreck me or get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. I agree with almost everything you're saying. The only problem I have is
the Chase Elliott part.
No, the
which he got into this a little bit later on, but
yeah, the only I disagree with you on is, okay, be mad. You know, I say, show your displeasure if you can still drive the car. Show your displeasure and fucking park it. You can't win the race. Park it, then meet him after the race and beat his ass. Do not wreck his car. I know he wrecked your car. Listen, I know that. But it was an accident. Accidents happen. But there's not... 2 wrongs don't make a right, as you said with the Texas All-Star Race incident. If he wrecks you and then you go and wreck him, both of you are wrong in the situation. Now, obviously, Ross is a little bit more wrong than Denny, but Denny is still wrong because Denny does not have to work on that 1 car and Ross doesn't have to work on that 11 car. They're there to drive the car. So, hey, I'm with you. Everything else, if you want to block him for a few laps, slow his ass down on a run, then come down pit road and park it, then meet him after the race and beat the living shit out of
Here's
him.
the deal. He can't.
That's fine with me.
He can't park it though, because if your vehicle is able to run, you're gonna be out there running, logging laps. Number one, you might learn
then
something.
log laps and block him once or twice, and then just
I don't think he needs
wreck
to
his
park
car
it.
though.
I think.
Or dump him. Simple dump.
Yeah,
Don't
and
put him in the fence.
I
Like
agree. I agree with you on principle, but it seems like Seems like NASCAR is its own beast. Because I get what you're saying. Don't wreck them. People got to fix that shit. But that's what NASCAR's been, man, and it's always been that way. Think of how many people have battled. Like, how many rivalries there were that went back and forth where motherfuckers were just wrecking each other. You can think back to the 60s and 70s and the 80s and the 90s.
I don't know a shit ton about the 60s or the 70s, but
all over. I mean, it's been that way forever. You can think back to fucking Earnhardt and the guy that drove the fucking...
The 5 car.
Yeah.
Jeff Bodine.
Jeff Bodine.
If Bill France Sr. sat him down and said, or
the
Jr.
movie
sat him down
Days
and said,
of Thunder is based on that rivalry. The movie Days of Thunder was based on that rivalry. Then you can think of Joey and however many people he's been in it with, the wrecked him, and the fucking Joey and Matt. And then you can think of Brad and Matt. Brad and Jeff.
Everybody in 2014. Brad Day versus everybody, pretty much.
You can think of fucking the 4 car and the 9 car last year. This has happened several times throughout the years of NASCAR. And guess what?
Yes, but the 9 did not wreck the 4, and then the 4 wrecked the 9.
Doesn't matter.
Pretty much twice.
Doesn't matter. This is what NASCAR is. People having a problem with each other, and they settle it on the track. It's the way NASCAR has always... It's the one thing that NASCAR has over every other motorsport in the world.
You saying Formula 1 don't help each other?
No, they don't.
If you touch somebody else in Formula 1, your fucking front wings gone.
There's a wreck every 7 years in Formula 1, and if you fucking look at somebody wrong, you get a 5-second time penalty.
I am stupid.
Yes, you are. But, yeah, I don't have a problem with people wrecking each other. Now, don't do it every fucking week, and if it's payback, then it's payback. But don't turn into the Truck Series where you're just fucking dumping everybody every week.
That's what they're turning into.
No, they're not. Don't turn into the Truck Series where you're dumping somebody every week. But if somebody fucking moves you out of the way, move them out of the way. And if they move you again, put them in a fence. And then that guy's going to put you in a fence. And then you guys are going to go shake hands, and you're even. It's the way it works.
All right. I understand where you're coming from. The thing is that you fail to remember back in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
I don't even remember the 70s and 80s.
Well, you're the one that mentioned it. They just spun each other out. They didn't fucking destroy them back in the day. Most of the time it was a dump, and that was it. You remember Rusty Wallace and Darrell Waltrip? All we did was spin them through the infield. No damage, no nothing. Dale Sr., a lot of his wrecks that he spun people out was, he just dumped them and they spun out, caution came out. That was it. It's not like they ended their day off of it. And the way that Denny's talking about, and yeah, sure, Ross ended his day pretty much. I understand that. But the way Denny's talking is, he's going to wall him really hard, is what his quote was. I don't know the exact quote, but he said he's going to wall Ross really hard for him to get his point across to don't do that. That is not right. Back in the day, they did not do that type of shit. Now, listen, there's exceptions to everything.
They didn't race at
I
big
understand.
tracks
And there was 5 fucking competitive cars back then, so you're racing against the same 5 fucking people every week. Yes, you're going to have a dust up every now and then. It's different nowadays. You got 20 competitive cars. That's all I'm saying.
15. But I get what you're saying.
There's some RFKs in there.
Yeah, it's definitely not 17 because Zane finished 17th and he was not competitive.
What's up, Highline Nation? Did you enjoy that video? Well, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you want the full version of each episode, download the Spotify app and find the Highline and give us a follow. as well as follow us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content. Stop beating around the bush.